What's up? Black men must understand money and escape the rat race. Now, before I get to the video, I do have a school community for us black men to come together to share our journeys, to get to know each other, and for us to really unify, come together, and elevate. If you're interested in that, the link for that will be in the comments of this video, the description of this video. And if you click on my channel in the bio section, you'll see the link for it right there. So click on that, check that out. Back to the video. Now, one thing I just want to say is I'm a regular guy. I got a regular job. It doesn't pay through the roof. I just got a regular job. I'm not rich or anything. So I'm not gonna position myself like I'm a teacher, right? But I kind of just want to go through the things that I think that we need to understand, and that I need to understand more when it comes to money, when it comes to escaping the rat race, and when it comes to positioning yourself to become financially free one day. Now, this is one reason why I'm heavily into being my own boss, or being an entrepreneur one day, and being a successful entrepreneur one day. And there's so many people in the black community. There's a lot of black men who don't really have a mind to create anything. Mind you, usually an entrepreneur has to create something or has to sell something of value. We have to create value within something. A lot of the times, the system is built in a way for us to just be employees and be workers. And I think that we've all probably looked up so much information about being an entrepreneur, making money without having a job and stuff. And the more and more I look at it, it needs to be prioritized for us to learn how to make money without the time exchange. So for us to really have freedom away from it being tied down to how much time we put into something, right? Because usually when you create the value, you can just sell the value and keep selling the value. And what we have in our community a lot of the times is the worker mentality, which can, you could say AKA slave mentality, because it's just press this button all day, move these boxes all day. And it's like it doesn't require you to create anything. And this goes hand in hand with being a man that wants to be somebody and wants to create and design his own life. I think that correlates with you being an entrepreneur, because you have to create something, and it's much more in a place where you're in control. And that's why I really like it. And I believe that if we want to escape the rat race, we're going to have more men creating businesses, more black men owning things, right? And even when you break it down to just back to a basic level of becoming more financially literate, I think that, yes, we need to save our money more. We need to make sure we're using our money to where it needs to go. And we need to understand that saving is not what gets us to where we need to go. I think that saving is a part of it, but saving isn't the sole thing. And I believe the sole thing is income. The sole thing is how much money you make. The sole thing is creating a business where you can easily generate a lot of money without having to put in that amount of time, right? Usually, I think the perfect way to go about it is understanding that you have to learn how to create value, and it takes a little bit of time, but it can outweigh the money you make from it, can outweigh how much time you spent on that one thing. So I can create a product, and it took me, a very little time to create that product, but that product can keep being resold and resold and resold, and I can continue to make money even when I'm sleeping. And I think that this does not mean you don't work hard. Too many people in the black community, a lot of black men, we misconflate hard work for being a slave-minded person. A lot of black men would just say, get up and go to work and don't think about it. And just do whatever you got to do. When I'm saying, no, create the life that you want and work hard at creating the life that you want. And that is something that will be mistaken for, oh, you just don't want to go to work. You just don't want to do that. You just don't want to work hard. No, I want to use my mind. I want to be able to create. You can't create when you have a mentality of, oh, I'm going to just get up and press this button all day and do this for the next 50 years, retired and pass away. And I never got to live life how I wanted to live it. This is why I'm all about, take risks, do things that you really want to do in life, because it's your life. You do what you want to do. Life isn't purely about surviving, but life is about thriving and living and having a quality life. And we have to start understanding that life isn't about just making money. Money shouldn't be the focus. The focus should be living life how you want to live, and then the byproduct of that is that it can sustain you with money. It can give you money to where you can sustain your lifestyle. The focus should never be chasing after money, because when you chase after money, that's when you become a slave. But when you create and then the money come towards you, because when you create something valuable, the money is going to come your way. The money is going to go your way. You're going to attract the money. And I think that that's the mentality we have to start having, is create something that has value and let the money come towards you. Because if somebody sees something valuable, they're going to want to pay, right? And a lot of us have to understand that we have to build our skills up with whatever thing we're trying to do in life. Build our skills to get good enough to where you're valuable enough to where people want to buy from you, people want to make money. Do those things, right? Because that's the important thing. I think that I have goals that I've spoken about with my friends and stuff, as far as like making money and stuff. And I understand that even if you're not at that level yet of being that valuable, continue to build those skills, continue to go hard at those things. And this does not always have to be you being an entrepreneur. I think that's more of my path in life, and that's the direction that I want to go. But life is about being happy, and you are happy by doing whatever you want to do in life. So if you want to go to school for something, if you want to, be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, nurse, you want to go into those fields, then okay, but don't do it just for the title. Do it because you love to do it, right? And life shouldn't be about what you want to do when you get older and then you saying a job title. It should be more about being happy and doing something that you love, and it's not always tied to necessarily a title. And the way I'm trying to get you to think is just in a way where it's all about being happy. You're not going to be happy just because you're doing this one job and this is the way you're doing it. And, it's a title to you. Don't treat your job and the things you want to do in life like titles and names and things that, it's going to give you respect because you're this and you're that. Do it because you genuinely are interested and you would genuinely enjoy doing that, right? If you're a doctor and you want to quit your job and become a YouTuber, then I would say do that, because life is about being happy. And what's the point of living life when you don't even know when you're going to go one day? What's the point of living it doing something that you don't want? And in the same way, this will give you a perspective where, you shouldn't hold back on anything in life. You shouldn't be scared to walk up and talk to a girl. You shouldn't be scared to, you shouldn't be scared just to live your life how you want to live your life. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.